There was a way that you could feel put together in under 10 minutes. Is that something that you would be interested in? I am Sydney Overcast, and I am here for your Ready, Set, Slay class this morning. And I am so excited to walk you through a simple makeup tool for your tool belt that has a big impact. A big impact so that as you walk out the door, you feel good. You feel put together, you feel ready to go, and it only took you 10 minutes. So today we're going to walk through a really simple tool. I'm going to teach you a 3-color eyeshadow look as we get started. Before we get there though, this is what I would love to know in the comments. I would love for you to share on a scale from 1 to 10. Where would you land in your confidence level when it comes to doing your eyeshadow? 1 says, I avoid eyeshadow because it feels scary and I don't know what I'm doing. That's 1. Okay. 10 says, I'm super curious the tool that you're gonna teach today, Sid, but I feel good on my eyeshadow technique. I know what I'm doing there. That's a 10. Put it in the comments so that we know where you land on that scale. There's no judgment here. And it gives us the ability to make sure that you feel well equipped and clear moving forward after this class. And so I have already started my face, my friends. I've already started my face. The only thing left to do is my eyes. So let me tell you what's already there so that you know kind of the baseline, okay? So I did do my foundation. We started with foundation primer. I used my Time Wise 3D foundation in a matte finish and my concealer, okay? And then I did do my brows with our brow tint. And then last but not least, I did do my lips with our new for the winter limited edition velvet lip crayon. And my cheeks. I did do my cheeks. That is what I started. But what we're going to do right now is eyes. So go ahead and put in the comments. Tell us where you land when it comes to your confidence level on makeup, 1 to 10. And as we go, I'm going to teach you how to do this look. This is a technique that, like I said, it's going to go in your makeup tool belt, and you can use this technique across the board. I'm going to teach you 3 eyeshadow colors in this technique today, but if you are in a place that you're like, hey, I want to use 6 colors, great. You're going to be able to use the exact same technique with 6 colors as you are with 3, as you are with 2, okay? 3 is a really nice baseline for that put together look, so that's where we're starting, okay? And so we're going to start with primer. I started with primer before my foundation. I started with primer before my eyes. If you do not have primer in your repertoire, using something like a concealer as the base before your eyes or a liquid eyeshadow is going to give you that same base. Our liquid eyeshadow has a primer built into it as well. So you've got options. But we're going to start with a primer. Primer is going to help your mineral eyeshadow stick and stay all day long so it doesn't disappear. You know, have you ever had that happen where you've done your makeup and by the end of the day you realize like, oh, it's gone. It's faded away. It has smudged and smeared. No one wants that when you've done the work and put in the effort, even if it's under 10 minutes for your makeup. And so we're going to start with a primer. Also, if you are noticing, I use my ring finger. You want to use your ring finger when you are doing anything around your eyes because that skin is about 1/4 of the thickness of the rest of your face. Think you like tissue paper compared to construction paper. When you're rough with tissue paper, what happens? Put it in the comments. What happens when you're rough with tissue paper? You know, it rips, it wrinkles, it crinkles. Same thing with that skin around your eyes. That's why you normally see those first signs of aging around your eyeballs and those little crow's feet. So being gentle with your skincare, being gentle with your eye makeup is important. Ring finger is what we use, okay? Now, let's get into it. Let's get into it with your simple technique and tool for quick eyeshadow look. Today, I'm going to go with some grays on my eyes. But again, you can exchange these colors for whatever colors are in your palette, in your bathroom, in your routine. So I'm going to start with my darkest and deepest color. Remember, we're going with 3. My darkest and deepest color is what we're going to go with first. If you don't have a dark color, but you have a pop of color that you like to use in your makeup routine, that's great too. That's the color we're going to start with. So we're going to start with that, and we're essentially going to divide your eyelid into thirds. And we're going to draw some stripes. and I need you to trust me because it's gonna look kind of crazy the first time you do this. You might even do the whole technique, use all the tools that I give you today, and you might not like it. I wanna encourage you to do it a few more times. It takes a little bit of practice. This is something that I teach on a weekly basis, and so it turns out and goes together, but if it's the first time you've used it, try it again, okay? So you're gonna start with your darkest and deepest color. I come in with our smudger brush. This smudger brush is one of the 5 that comes in our brush collection by Mary Kay. And we're gonna draw our first stripe. Draw, pat, paint, however you wanna describe it. We're gonna draw that first stripe on the outside of our lid. So we're dividing that lid into thirds, like I said, and we're gonna draw this stripe on the outside third of both of our lids. I want you to imagine or feel your brow bone. That brow bone is where you want your stripes to stop. If you have more of a hooded eye, you can go beyond that brow bone. But if you open your eyes and you can see your eyeshadow, you do not have hooded eyes, which means you can go right to that brow bone, and that's as high as you need to go, okay? So we've got that first stripe, okay? Stripe number 1. Ta-da! Okay, stripe number 2 is going to be your mid-tone color. I want to recommend that you make your mid-tone color a flat matte finish as well. That's going to give you a little bit more dimension when it comes to this put together eyeshadow look, okay? So I am going to come in with a matte flat gray, and you're going to draw that second stripe, the second third of your eyelid, right up to that same height as your first color. And this guy is that second color. You want him to live literally right next door to your first stripe, so butt them up right next door to each other, okay? You don't want any eyelid to show between those 2 stripes. You're going to bring it all the way down to your lash line, okay? Stripe number 2. Last but not least is your third stripe. And this stripe could be a lighter color, a brighter color, more of a highlight. You get to choose. It's either the closest to your skin tone or the lightest color in your trio that you've chosen. And we're gonna come in, and this color goes in that final third. And I'm picking like a bright, it's called crystalline, bright white goodness, okay? And so we're going to draw that final third, that final little corner of your eye lid that goes right into the corner, okay? So now you've got stripes. Your darkest, deepest color, your mid-tone color, and your lightest, brightest color. Don't worry, this is not where we're landing. So you've got your stripes, and we use that smudger brush to create those stripes. Now we're going to switch brushes. We're going to switch brushes to a blending brush, eye blending brush. And this guy, please, it's going to make a difference. Make sure that this guy is clean. If you come in with a brush that already has eyeshadow on it, whether it's from yesterday or 2 weeks ago, the last time you did your makeup, that not clean brush is going to deposit color that you used yesterday or the day before onto the shades that you just did. It's going to mess with the blending of these 3 stripes. Okay, so make sure your brush is clean. And then you're going to come in and you're going to windshield wiper right in your crease. Windshield wiper, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Squiggle in the corner. Back and forth, squiggle back and forth and squiggle back until those stripes blended. And you can't really see the defined line anymore. Ta-da! Okay, now this is the other thing that I want to remind you in this space is that blending action is going to buff away a little bit of that color. And so if you want that darkest, deepest, brightest, poppiest color to pop and you feel like, oh my, it away, I don't really notice, you can always come back in with that same smudger brush and pat. Instead of blending, we're going to just pat a little bit more of that color back in if you feel like it faded more than you wanted it to. Okay, now let's blend the other side. Windshield wiper, One other tip when you are doing your eyeshadow, my friends, is if you have noticed, you want to keep your eyes open. When you keep your eyes open, you're going to be able to see what's actually happening. Have you ever done your eyeshadow and then you opened your eyes finally and you looked and you're like, oh, those are not even. Those do not look the same at all. It's probably because your eyes were closed and you were doing things and it looks slamming awesome this way. But then when you open, you're like, oh, that's not quite right. So I want to encourage you to keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open so that you can have a little bit of a better gauge of what's happening as you are blending, as you're drawing your stripes. Okay. Now, one other trick, if you are a chickadee who likes your highlight, so I use that bright white in the corner of my eye, I'm going to come in with my all over eyeshadow brush, just a flat guy. This guy's also one of the 5 that come in your brush collection. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that highlight right up underneath my eyebrow, just to give us a little pop of that highlight up there too. So we're all together. Okay, so those are your stripes, my friends. Those are your stripes. And I'm going to finish my eyes, but I want to know, what questions do you have, okay, about that stripe method, putting that on, deciding your colors. I want to know what questions you have. Put them in the comments and we'll make sure that they get answered. The next thing I'm going to do is just my eyeliner. I'm going to give myself a little bit of eyeliner with our new Steely gray blue waterproof eyeliner. It's lovely. And so do share your questions in the comments. But I want to remind you, so this technique is an option for your tool belt. You're going to see several other eyeshadow looks today. There are several other eyeshadow classes that you can attend. And you're going to see several different techniques. Several different girls teach you different things about eyeshadow. The beauty of eyeshadow is that there are lots of ways to do it. And so you can put all these tools in your tool belt. You can use all of them if you want to, or you can put them all in your tool belt and decide which one you prefer and make that your day-to-day option, or the way that you do your eyeshadow on the special nights that you're going out. You've watched one video, mine. And so I want to remind you to go ahead and fill out your feedback survey. Your feedback survey is what's going to put you entered into our drawing that we're doing for Jingle and Mingle. If you watch 4 videos, remember, you get a gift card to spend as a thank you for joining our Jingle and Mingle this weekend. And so if this is your 2nd or 3rd video, go on, girlfriend, find another one to add another tool to your tool belt for your makeup routine. I'm going to do a little bit of mascara. But again, I want to remind you, what is this technique used for? This stripe method, what is it going to do for you? The stripe method is going to give you a put together look in a short amount of time. You're saving yourself time, you're saving yourself energy, you're saving yourself brain power, knowing, okay, I know exactly what I'm doing. I do my stripes, I blend it in, there we go, easy peasy, making your life feel simple, but giving you the ability to walk out the door in confidence, in excitement, in readiness to go be and do what you're going to be and do. So my friends, that is your Ready, Set, Slay class this morning. Remember, when you watch 1 video, fill out that feedback survey. If you watch 4, you get your gift card as a thank you for being part of our time today. But I hope that this simple technique helps you get ready in under 10 minutes and feel super put together. Have a good one, girls.